Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat!
He's an interesting guy, man, and, you know, he believes it, so. Kyrie, the earth is flat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, whatever.
The earth is flat. That's news.
That's news. Here we go.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception. This is Truth Frequency Radio.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with the mainstream scientific community. Meanwhile, the Peanut Gallery is anchored over the University of Amsterdam, watching their greatest breakthrough of supercomputer simulations of a black hole, claiming that they have learned more about how black holes interact with space-time. Or he is just watching the 1979 movie The Black Hole, which probably contains the same amount of intelligent information. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sargent, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Check it out at enclosedworld.com or just Google Flat Earth Clues. If you can't find it, well, then you are not very good at the internet. For those of you listening to this on YouTube and you want to hear the show live as it happens, please go to Truth Frequency Radio for the latest schedule. Currently, the show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And if it is not January 23rd, 2018, well, then it's a rerun. And you won't be able to call in. And tonight is a call-in show. No mailbag tonight. This is not a drill. Do not adjust your sets. We are taking calls tonight. Now, of course, if I don't get enough calls, I'm going to start reading emails. But I'm going to actually read an article first. So don't get too excited. And I know there's somebody on hold right now already from Beverly Hills, California, which I am sure will be super illuminating to pick up. But before we get to that, let's do the quote of the day, which is, a biologist, if he wishes to know how many toes a cat has, does not frame the hypothesis that the number of feline digital extremities is 4 or 5 or 6. He simply looks at the cat and counts. A social scientist prefers the more long-winded expression every time because it gives an entirely spurious impression of scientificness to what he is doing. It's good. Never heard that one before, and I know a lot of quotes. And that's from Anthony Standen. I don't know who Anthony Standen is. Remember, the quote of the day is usually sent to me by the Peanut Gallery. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Mad Mike, of course, quick little announcements. Will be doing his launch sometime during or before the NFL Super Bowl here in the United States. Wish him the best of luck. If he wants to bow out, I am still, again, happy to take his place. But if he wants to launch the rocket and go out in a blaze of glory, then hey, more power to you, Mad Mike. All other challenges are null and void except for the Mark Sargent Flat Earth Challenge. This is my personal declaration of war From Flat Earth against mainstream science, I, Mark Sargent, hereby put forth a challenge to any university, foreign or domestic, to debate or discuss the Flat Earth reality. The short version is this: you fly me in, take care of my hotel, and I'll face down any scientific body you put against me. My only debate requirement is that you have someone with a master's degree in a physical science either participating in or supervising the event. Accept this challenge and you will be treated with respect. If not, then you're just cowards hiding behind empty equations. Peanut Gallery says, yeah, no mail. And a good point. I just got an email from somebody else saying something that I will not read on air. But it's well, I will do what that person asks. Subject matter experts, as you know, I'm looking for those. Let's run them down real quick. Who have we had so far in this program to talk about Flat Earth? Always pro, never against. Still waiting for somebody against. We've had a United States Navy missile instructor, United States Air Force navigator, a Marine Corps sniper instructor, a Navy submarine chief, an Army artillery radar operator, an Australian intelligence officer, an American flight instructor, an industrial engineer specializing in valves and seals, a career surveyor of 32 years, an international shipping expert, a corporate travel agent, an air traffic controller, United States Army master gunner, an aviation and ground training combat expert, USDA surveyor of 27 years, a 32nd degree Mason, an etheric science researcher, almost screwed that one up, a commercial airline captain, a commercial airline co-pilot, an industrial vacuum expert, that was a lot of fun, and, of course, a merchant marine. If anyone wants to come on and corroborate their stories or go against them, just contact me at msargent23@comcast.net. That's msargent23@comcast.net. Or you can call me at 303-494-6631. That's my cell phone. And leave a message. Tell me what you're going to do. Okay, we are going to take calls tonight, and I know there's some already lining up. I'll give you the phone number in case you don't know. It's either 213-233-3998, or if you have the old one, which is 720-897-6111. That'll work too. Both numbers go to the same place. If you're in the UK, you can call 44203-393-2871. And if you just want to call and listen and not do really anything, you can call into 641-793-7117. Now, before I take the calls, and I'm going to take New York first, I'm going to take Denver second, Pennsylvania third, then Beverly Hills, California. Sorry, I know Beverly Hills, you called in early, but for God's sakes, if you're who I think you are, you call a lot. I'm going to read a quick article, which is the first ones that dropped it was Gizmodo, and that's GIZMODO.com. And the title goes a little something like this. It's not a long article. Google's $20 million XPrize moonshot is about to crash back to Earth without a winner. And the story's already come out. In fact, I saw the CNN version, which I don't think was as good. And in fact, they upped it to $30 million. But it's interesting. Let's run through it real quick. Google promised $20 million to the first private company that could land on the moon, roll around a few hundred meters, and then beam the achievement back to Earth. But it looks like none of the competing companies have landed on that sweet lunar surface, and Google isn't going to give them more time. Google does not have plans at this time to extend the deadline again. However, we are so thrilled with the progress made by these teams over the last 10 years. This I didn't know. A Google spokesperson told CNBC on Monday. The current deadline is set for March 31st of this year, just 68 days from today. Google's Lunar XPrize Challenge, announced more than a decade ago, had narrowed down to 4 finalists. Actually, it was 5. Who's counting, right? In fact, that I know the story better than they do. But according to multiple unidentified sources who spoke to CNBC, of the final 4, 1 didn't have enough funding, and the remaining 3 weren't ready to launch. An Israeli nonprofit, SpaceIL, had a launch contract since the end of 2015 and planned to launch a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket in the second half of the last year. But the organization was $7.5 million short, according to CNBC, needing the funds to continue paying for the launch contract spacecraft team members and partners. SpaceIL CEO Aaron Privman told CNBC his team just needs a bit more time. Give us another few months till the end of 2018, he said. Whatever. The other finalist teams are Team Indus, Synergy Moon, and Moon Express, none of which are reportedly in a position to launch before March 31st. Despite no team winning Google's prize, some of the participants still see an upside to the competition. The Google Lunar XPrize has done a great job inspiring teams worldwide to shoot for a dream thought only within the reach of governments, while bringing a focus back to the moon as an important destination for expansion as a multi-world species, said Bob Richards, founder and CEO of Moon Express, one of the final four companies. That's what he told Gizmodo in January of last year. Moon Express still plans to launch its spacecraft next year, but is reportedly not prioritizing Lunar XPrize's competition, which means they have no timeline. It's never going to happen. It's unclear why Google has decided not to once again extend the deadline for its literal moonshot. The company has extended it on two other occasions in the past. It was originally set for 2012, and then was then pushed to 2014, which was then pushed again to this year. We have reached out to Google for comment on why it's no longer extending the Google Lunar XPrize deadline. End of article. And they even got some of the facts wrong. I mean, I know media gets facts wrong from time to time, but you got to understand, it was pushed out more than that. Meaning, it was supposed to happen because I remember I was up in Canada when they initially hyped this up again, and they said the drop dead deadline for launch was the end of 2017, December 31st. You had to launch by December 31st of 2017. I'm going, it's never ever going to happen. They had five countries. 5 groups: the Europeans, the Japanese, the Americans, the Indians, and the Israeli. Here, apparently one of those, I don't know which one, wasn't even mentioned. And I'm going, this is never going to happen. It's never going to happen. They're going to kick the can down the road till next year. And they did exactly that. They, towards the end of 2017, they said, oh, we'll give them until April to launch. And we're only in January, and they just shut the whole thing down. Basically, none of the 5 corporations or 5 countries were even close to getting to this thing. Even if 1 or 2 would have been on the fence, they wouldn't have shut this thing down. They shut it down for one reason. And I called it, absolutely called it, which was you can't go because you can't find a way to fake it. Look, I couldn't find a way to fake it. I'm a pretty clever guy. There's no way you can do it. The cameras are too good. 4K and 8K cameras, GoPro or not, would have to be on these things facing forward, facing back, faking the sides. It'd be cameras. There's no way you can fake it and keep continuity. It's never, ever going to happen. They just shut the whole thing down, just like that. And this story will kind of go quietly into the night. You'll see a few things on it, but it works more for us because we always said, my prediction, my next one, which I'm calling in advance, is that SpaceX, remember, they're supposedly going to be sending 2 people around the moon and back, round trip. They're not going to land in the Falcon Heavy rocket with a capsule, which we have no idea who these 2 people are or who the other pilots are. Yeah, they're going to kick the can down that road for another couple months, and then they're going to come up with some huge delay. It's never, ever going to happen. No one's ever going anywhere again. Sorry, that's my rant for right now. So if you guys want to check it out, just type in Google XPrize. Just type it into Google because they own everything anyway, and you'll get the story. And again, interesting that they shut it down permanently. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we'll delay it till 2019. No, they shut this thing down. They know they can't fake it. Absolutely no. Anyway, sorry. Let me close that out. Getting ahead of myself, and let's go to calls, shall we? Let's pick up the first one from Middleton, New York. Middleton, New York, you are the first call of Strange World for 2018. What's going on?
Hello, Mark. Mark from New York. How are you, sir?
I am
Happy
well.
New Year.
Happy New Year. And, of course, talking to one of the few people that calls in and actually makes me look bad with his voice. Nice. Thank you for that.
You are welcome.
I can't get as low as you. I can't do it.
Oh, man. That Gizmodo article was very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had put it off at 4 years at a clip, that it was in 2012 and 14.
Yeah, I didn't know either. And I follow media pretty heavily. So this one must have been buried for a while. Where, I mean, I honestly thought when the XPrize initially came on board that, went online last year, that I thought that people were thinking about it. I didn't know they'd been working on it for years previous. So they gave all these private companies the better part of a decade to get this thing going. And it wasn't even close. So not only did they not make the deadline, they must have known a few months back that they probably went to all of them and said, look, if you guys aren't getting close by January of next year, we're pulling the plug. And that's what they did. They shut it down completely. So now there isn't going to be nothing sent to the moon by private corporations. Your last ditch effort is going to be Google X. I'm sorry, not Google X, SpaceX. And
Fake X, yeah. Yeah,
Fake X. Elon Musk, he's going to be scrambling because now all eyes are going to be on him. He's the only guy that's got anything, and he's got nothing. And he's not even, he says he's going to circle the moon, but he keeps talking about Mars, which is a bunch of crap. So, yeah. Yeah,
they'll never pull it off. I mean, the CGI isn't even that good. They'll never do it.
No, it's not that good. By the way, two things. Let me mention. Here's an exclusive for you. There is a meetup in Colorado Springs, Colorado, which kind of like the Pasadena meetup where they flew me down for it. They're flying me down for it. So awesome. I will be doing that. Awesome. Yeah, that'll be the beginning of March. They're flying me into Colorado Springs to do a little meetup and have a few drinks and do a little dance. And it'll be great. So if anyone's down there, I'm going to be, because from what I can understand, a high-ranking Illuminati member sent me a bunch of customized Illuminati cards, and so I have signed them, and I'm going to be giving out at least one deck of these things. I have 3 decks, and I'll be giving out some of these at the meetup, just so you know.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't that kind of
very
fun?
Nice. And don't tell anyone what the card is, right? Keep it secret.
No, I'm not telling anyone what the card is. No, it's creepy though.
Yeah, I was fishing. Trying.
Well, let's put it this way. I've never seen that card before, and I've looked through all 500 of the Illuminati cards. This one appears to be unique, so nice. I'm a little concerned. Yeah, custom made. Yeah, go figure.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
anywho, crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
we're going to try and set up a meetup in March. We're seeing if we can do something with the New England guys and do something maybe in Connecticut. It's kind of like in the middle. It's in this planning process, but we're trying nice. To set something up.
Well, that shouldn't be too bad since Boston's going to be in a great mood come a week from Sunday with Super Bowl, because New England's winning it. It's I can't believe that they would let.
Oh, you got the script already?
I saw one of the drafts. Let's put it that way, and it's just ridiculous.
Okay.
I was watching the playoffs, where the Jacksonville is going after was going against New England. I'm going. People keep forgetting. It's like, look, all major sports, when you get up to that level, is a business, plain and simple, and the East Coast market, it all comes down to television markets. Jacksonville doesn't really have a television market. It's way, way down there in the pecking order. No, not a lot of. There's some retirees down there who'll be watching the Super Bowl. It is nothing compared to the East Coast. So having a all East Coast Boston Philly matchup, that's about the best they could do. In fact, I remember there was an article, I think it was in Sports Illustrated or Newsweek, where they said, it could happen. It could be a Jacksonville, Minnesota thing, and the NFL, it'd be a nightmare for them because the marketing, they'd lose millions just in those teams showing up. It's like Minnesota and Jackson. There's some people out there don't even know Jacksonville has a team. But don't get me started. So. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. There's a quote. I have a quote for you, real quick, from Peanut Gallery.
Oh, okay.
There is no squabbling so violent as that between people who accepted an idea yesterday and those who will accept the same idea tomorrow. And that's from Christopher Darlington Morley.
Interesting.
Yeah. By the way, there is a documentary team that's following Mad Mike. That was the other thing. I'm sorry. The reason I tied in the Super Bowl is because Mad Mike, has pushed off his launch to the Super Bowl, because this is really his last chance. It's like Super Bowl Sunday's coming up. If you're going to do it, you better hype it up when a lot of people are watching television. And so he's shooting for just before the Super Bowl or that day on Super Bowl Sunday. Honestly, you should probably shoot for like Saturday just to keep it safe, because you shoot for Sunday, something may go wrong. And although when something goes wrong with him, it usually takes days to fix. So If he does it, hey, good for him. Great. If he pulls it off, fantastic. Happy for him. Again, would love to take his place in that cockpit if I could. If he doesn't make it, if something goes horribly wrong and he augers it into the ground like a drill bit, well, I hate to say it, but it's going to be a lot. There'll be even more press coverage. And then it'll be a question of, did Flat Earth force this man into this? And I've already got my statements ready. Oh, the way I was getting at is the people that are doing the documentary team that's covering him, they're talking to me. I'm kind of doing color commentary.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
Like, what am I supposed to say? Got up to 1,800 feet. Nope, no curve. Chute should deploy anytime now. Yep, anytime now. Oh, boy.
Yeah, anytime now.
Black Hawk down. Yeah. So,
that is terrible. I hope he makes it. I hope he's okay. It's just, as long as people remember that he's not going to 100,000 feet to get a picture of the curve or not. He's just advertising for us.
Test. Honestly, this test doesn't scare me that much. It's his second test that scares me, where he's actually lifting a rocket up to a certain height, then hitting the boosters.
Then launching, right?
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
It's cold up there. Unless you can keep that stuff warm, I don't think pulling the switch, letting that sucker. I don't know. I mean, who knows? He may run out of oxygen at that point. I'm not sure. But either way, hey, it's great publicity. It's a great awareness thing for us. And again, don't ask anyone to do something you wouldn't do yourself. So I'm sure I will do some
absolutely
really ill-advised things before it's over. So anyway, anything else? Because I do want.
I got. Yeah, I know you want to. I got other people. I understand. I'm sorry. I got a quote that actually ties in with his thing.
Okay.
If you want something you've never had, then you got to do something you've never done. And I'm thinking about 2018. We're going to try and do some better stuff. Everybody, is going to be, I think, more active. It seems like everyone wants to do a lot more, get online, do videos, put work out. So I'm kind of thinking
2018 is going to be a great year. We just broke 19 million relevant search results just a couple days ago. And, the mainstream media all the major media channels are aware of the concept now. So what we do with it, that's going to be interesting. But they all know what it is, and we also have to thank Kyrie Irving for that, and B.O.B. to a lesser degree. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course,
and my quick movie. Oh
no, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, sorry. Go.
I was just saying my quick movie reference because I haven't really been watching a lot of stuff, but I just saw the new Jumanji, and in the movie they're in the jungle and they're talking about GPS and things like that. I'm like, what is going on? It's everywhere. They put it in the most obscure little movies and lines. There's always something referencing space. Got to keep you thinking about space.
They're going to hang on to the last possible second. Anyway, man, thank you very much for being my first call of 2018, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Oh, I appreciate it. I really do. I got one quick quote on the way out.
Okay.
Nothing lasts forever, so live it up, drink it down, laugh it off, avoid the drama, take chances, and never have regrets, because at one point, everything you did was exactly what you wanted.
Nice.
There you go. 2018. I love you. I love everybody out there. Candy, Nathaniel, Karen B, Patricia, everybody. I hope, I'm sorry if I missed somebody, but I just love you all. And this has been great. And I'm just excited for this year.
All right, man.
Thanks. And again, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All righty. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right. We're going to pick up Denver, Colorado. We still got 3 minutes till the break. What's going on, Denver?
Hey, Mark. Bob from Globebusters here. How you doing?
Bob from Globebusters. Wow, this is an honor. Yeah. What's going on, man?
Well, I just thought I'd call in and say Happy New Year and welcome back.
Well, thanks. And I don't think I'm going to be able to catch you. Well, because I was thinking of you, that meetup I was mentioning down in Colorado Springs. They're going to fly me down for it because the meetup's going to be at 2:00 on Sunday, and I know you do your show on Sundays. So I'm
Oh,
probably
is that the one that you had actually? Is that the one that you had advertised on your channel?
No. That one, well, it's the same group. So they initially invited me down for that one, which was going to be the beginning of February, and I said, "Oh, my grandfather's 100th birthday is going to be that weekend. There's no way I can miss it." And they said, "Well, what about next month?" And I go, "Okay." So they're going to do they're going to do a repeat in March, the first weekend of March, and the tickets apparently are already in my email box. So.
Well, I may just have to, do a mobile show from Colorado Springs.
Oh, if you do, that'd be really cool. If you could pull it off, I'd love to see you. So
I think that I might be able to get away with that.
All right, it's the first Sunday in March, so I'll give you some details beforehand. I mean, you got 5 weeks notice, so if you can, great. If not, I'm sure we'll run to each other before then. Anything else that you want to comment on? We got about a minute and change before we go to break.
Oh, not a whole lot. I just wanted to call in and welcome you back. We really missed you, and it's just super to hear you back. And also, Cammie says hi.
Oh, well, thank you. And by the way, thanks for commenting on the Google XPrize thing. I knew it. I honestly, though, I thought they were going to announce it in next month. That they were gonna, but I didn't think they were gonna. I thought they were just gonna kick it down one more year. It's like, oh, push it off till 2019. No, this time surprised me. They said, nope, that's it. It's over. It's like, really?
Yeah.
So what? And none of these groups even protested, which was even weirder. It's like you'd think that some of these guys, they've been running this thing for a while. Anyway, so
I know. It's amazing that nobody went to the moon. I just don't understand why.
I know. It's like, how has that happened? 1972, and then nothing. All these corporations, these countries, real hot and heavy. And we got 15 seconds to the break. Thank you, Bob, for calling in. Thank you, Globebusters. Say hi to Cammie for me. Say hi to the whole Globebusters team. And I have no doubt that 2018 is going to be the biggest flat Earth year ever.
Absolutely. And cool. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll hopefully talk to you in a few weeks.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right. See you, Mark. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Stay tuned, guys. I got 3 minutes and we're coming back.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Welcome back to Strange World, Part 2 of 4. Phone number to call in is 720-897-6111. That's 720-897-6111 or 213-233-3998. I don't know which of those two numbers is catchier, so dealer's choice on that. Phone lines. Let's pick up Beverly Hills, California. Beverly Hills, you're on with Strange World right now. Beverly Hills, you're on. Do I have to mute you, or are you just calling in just to listen? I think you're just calling in to listen because I can't hear you. All right. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and they're muted, which is fine. I'm not going to kick them off because who knows? Maybe he literally is just calling in to, instead of using the number 641-793-7117, which will pipe you into the station. And there's another one from California. Let's grab this one from Alhambra, California. What's going on?
Yo, what's up, man? How's it going?
I know you. It's Flat Earth Uber.
Hi, what's up, bro?
So you still flat smacking people with your Uber?
Dude, I just hit him with it everywhere, man. It doesn't matter. I just turned in that white car that I was driving around while you were here, and I got a red one now. And when I was at the dealership, I hit the girl with Flat Earth that was selling me the car, and it was funny because it was right at the time that SpaceX launched that weird rocket over El Segundo.
Oh, right.
That weird light in the sky that they launched.
One of the weirdest looking rocket launches I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Oh, not to mention that it matches. It's kind of weird. If you go back in 40-year increments, it happens every there's photograph. That was weird when I saw that. That was interesting.
Yeah.
1977, it was in the sky.
Really?
1937, it was in the sky. Yeah.
Maybe it's a time travel thing.
You know what? And then on top of that, even weirder, one of the crucifixion paintings has Jesus with these two same shaped things over his shoulder in a painting from like 1,000 years ago or something like that. So yeah, there's something really Yeah. And so she asked me when I was buying the car, she's all, so that SpaceX rocket that happened last night, she's all, so is that real or what do you think? And I couldn't help but smirk and start laughing. I go, it's crap.
Yeah. I mean,
it is not legit.
No, it's definitely not legit. Anything Elon, what I've been trying to tell people lately is like anything you hear out of Elon Musk's mouth is just, it's beyond lies. They're the worst. They're almost a combination of lying and boasting, because he's just trying to come up with the most outrageous headline he can come up with. Like, we're going to colonize Mars by 2030. I'm going to take a couple tourists around the moon in 2018. We're going to design a plane that can launch like a rocket and take you from the United States to China in 20 minutes, and it's going to cost the same as an economy plus ticket. It's like, where are you coming up with this stuff? The worst, a futurist that is drunk on the bottom of the barrel tequila wouldn't make claims like this. And this guy, is just horrible. So yeah, it was. Go ahead.
It makes me wonder why anyone even listens to the guy. I mean, so he owns Tesla and he owns SpaceX. But he didn't make his money by doing anything like that. He made his money
from PayPal.
On a freaking gamble with PayPal.
Yeah, I know. He lucked out. He invested in PayPal. He was one of the bigger shareholders at 11% when they went atomic. And it was crazy. That's where he made his money. And so he bought Tesla. He didn't invent Tesla. And then he's SpaceX. He's not even an engineer. He doesn't turn a wrench at SpaceX. He's done nothing. But again, I hate to say this, but look, we're in America. Let's call it what it is. If you have $20 billion, you can look at here's a perfect example. You follow sports. Mark Cuban. There's a perfect example.
Yeah.
He made he again gambled on the internet futures markets. He a couple .coms that went sky high, and he made billions. And because of that, when he spends money and he makes himself public, so when he says something, people listen. But at the same time, it's like it goes against the grain, because like Warren Buffett has billions of dollars, sure, and people listen to him. Whenever he makes investment advice, people listen to him. Elon Musk isn't Nikola Tesla, all right? He's not Tony Stark. He's just a guy that got involved with PayPal and made a ton of money. And yes, where he lucked out was he owns Tesla and SpaceX, which from a technical standpoint are in the same sort of wheelhouse. So they think, oh, he's really tech-based. It's like, no, he's not. No, he got his bachelor's degree, I think, in physics. And I think, it was physics, bachelor's degree, and that was it. And then he got involved in investments and made his money. But yeah, every time he opens his mouth, because he's got $20 million, the press covers it. It's like, oh, it's killing. I mean, in fact, the part, and I don't want to dwell on this too much, but if you went to the average person on the street and you said, who invented Tesla? They'd say it was Elon Musk. And it wasn't.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah. They think
that is such a problem.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, fine. You develop battery powered cars for the rich. And you have a space program that literally does nothing. It's never put a man on the top of it, and never sent a man anywhere. Never even claimed to. I mean, you would think by now they at least would have faked to put a person in a SpaceX rocket. But for some reason, they've been really, really nervous about that. And I'm not exactly sure why. Anyway, what else you got?
Well, I know exactly why they've been nervous. Is because they can't even get their payload thing straight. I was watching the Dragon X capsule or whatever the hell it's called.
Sure.
I was watching it connect with the ISS a couple days before that silver light in the sky in El Segundo.
Yeah.
And it's funny because there's a 10-minute long video, and if you're watching the video, it's weird because at about 7 minutes and 3 seconds, the light's on. Like the sun is shining on the side of the Earth. It's shining on the capsule, everything, right?
Yeah.
Man, by 7:04, it looked like someone had flipped the switch and turned off the sun, man.
Nice. Yeah. It
didn't fade out like a sunset or anything like that, like it was setting or anything. No, it was on one, off. Like that.
Yeah.
It was just,
I'm sorry, SpaceX. My only compliment, and it's not to SpaceX, to any of the private space programs, is that Virgin Galactic knew when to get out. They're not doing anything, as far as I know, anymore. Branson is just like, I'm tired. I'm not going to do this anymore. Let Elon Musk. He's not going to do this whole billionaires challenge thing, which is good. And now the pressure's on SpaceX.
Have you come across Rocket Labs? Rocket Labs?
No, I have not come across Rocket Labs.
They're like a New Zealand or like an Australian company or something like that. They're actually, I saw a thing because they were talking about what's the smallest rocket you can send to space or something like that. Or they're working on electrical rockets, dude. Apparently.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah. It was a joke. I was watching it. They were showing the different stages and stuff.
Yeah.
It's all cartoons again, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's almost like these companies are just getting approved by NASA, whether or not their Photoshop department's good enough or not.
Yeah, to take the pressure off of NASA. And again, they're just buying, at this point, I think they're just buying months. Because it's everything's breaking down so quickly that all space programs are in doubt, and the general public knows it. Hate to do this to you, but of course there's calls coming in. Any parting words? Anything?
Yeah, I know, bro. Oh no, dude. I'll talk to you later, bro. Glad that you're back.
Thank you. Glad
you're back around, man. And you know what, dude? Hey, don't let these jerks get a hold of you, man.
Yeah, I know. I'll explain if I get a call where somebody asks me what's been going on. I'll mention it. But yeah, I absolutely.
Some people have no right, bro.
No, I know.
Have no right.
I know. I don't want to get into it right this second, but I will segue into it maybe tonight. We'll see. But thank you for that. It is appreciated.
Okay, no problem, man. Have a good night.
All right, you have a good one. Okay. And just like that, my Grand Rapids call and the Beverly Hills call disappeared for whatever reason. So, hey, you know what that means? I'm going to read a couple emails because Lord knows I've been trying to. I'll never be able to get through all my emails. I know that. I'm sorry. Everyone keep sending them. Hey, great. msargent23@comcast.net. Keep sending me emails. I will try to answer them as fast as I can, but unless I do 2 email shows, just email shows a week, and then dedicate Strange World 2 emails every week, I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up. Because and I remember I have to filter. There's some, so what I do is emails come in, I acknowledge some. I know Peanut Gallery's going, no, don't read email. I'll read some short ones real quick. Hey, how about this one? This one's an easy one. I'll wait for some calls to come in. I've got my one eye is on the call board, the other one's on the emails. This one's called, Hey, Survival Guide. Mark, thanks for helping wake me up. And that's from Mark Stellan. And why do I like Mark Stellan? Because he has the same initials I do. Providence. MS. My name's Mark Sargent. MS. Great. All things MS. This one's called NASA Owns Space. Mark, NASA beams signals over my home without my permission. Is it a crime? Oh, God. Does SpaceX own space? No. NASA does. Rocket people, perhaps. You heard of them. What? And he spelled NASA wrong 2 different ways. In the headline, he calls it NAYSA, NASA, and then the last line he spells it NAYASA, which is NASA. Oh, awesome! I like both of them. Thank you for that. Let's see. This one's called My Netflix Rude Awakening Experience. This will make you laugh. It's short. Mark, after listening to you talk about the Flat Earth on YouTube, I went to Netflix. This is the first thing I see on Netflix homepage is Bill Nye. I could not help but laugh and say to myself, WTF, see screenshot below, yeah? Netflix original, Bill Nye Saves the World, which was one of the worst reviewed shows I've ever seen. But here's the part that kills me, right? Literally by the second episode, he had sunk himself. He's just a freaking marionette for the mainstream at this point. Is that they picked him up for a second season. There's going to be season 2 on Netflix of Bill Nye Saves the World. And I hate to say it, but Netflix has now become one of the biggest media producers in Hollywood. It shouldn't be a huge shocker. I mean, they just single-handedly destroyed Blockbuster. And now they've got all this money to spend, and they don't know where to spend it. So they're going to cut out the middleman and produce their own, what they have been. They're producing their own shows, and they're acting as their own distributor. So how's that for fun? We're going to pick up Portland, Oregon here in about 30 seconds. And before we do that, let's read one more survival guide. Mark, would you please send me your survival guide? Thanks, satisfying all your transcribing needs. That's from Rindy. Yep, I sent him a survival guide. And if anyone wants a copy of that, it's called Empty Shelves. It's 100 pages. It's absolutely free. All you have to do is email me, say, I want a survival guide, and I'll email it to you. It's 100 pages, 2 megs, msargent 23 at comcast.net. Let's pick up Portland, Oregon. Oregon. You know, every time I read the word Oregon, I think of those old beer commercials where there's a
hello.
Hey, you still there?
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's going on? You're on Strange World. What's happening?
Hi, my name's Stephen Ford, and it's an honor to talk to you because I've listened to you for a couple of years now.
Cool.
Thank you. And I've listened to your show, and I mean, you really changed my life. And it got me into this because you made sense and everything. Where I saw the other people, and it just didn't click. But then when I saw yours, it did, and nothing's ever been the same. I mean, I can't say as it got better because, I was kind of comfortable in all the stuff we grew up with. We went to the moon and all that stuff, and we
Same
were
here.
so great.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm happy. That guy that was just on talking about that those lights down in California up in the sky.
Right. Supposedly the SpaceX launch. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to rehash what he just said, but those lights were just so strange.
I know.
When you look at them, and it had the beams going around, and then it had the thing in the middle that was like twirling, like it was in a vortex.
Right. I know.
And it was so crazy. And when I read NASA's explanation, it's because we use different. It's the fuel they use or something. They always got some cockamamie answer for everything that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know. Again, we've all seen night launches, and they look a certain way. But recently, some of the stuff we've seen at night, I mean, the trails were just lit up so strangely. And I know you could say, well, it's city lights or something like that. It's like, man, that didn't look like city lights that were lighting up that thing. It almost, it was hard to even describe. It's like the residue, the exhaust was self-luminescent, and it was really bright. It was really bright, and it was doing some weird stuff. And I know, again, the average person, remember, like I said, if you ask the average person on the street, they'd say that Elon Musk invented Tesla. If you told the average person on the street, it was a SpaceX launch, who are they to say otherwise? Why would they not believe it? So, which is, we're getting there. We're working on them. We're putting the doubt in their minds about a lot of things. So headlines like that, when they look at SpaceX, since we've linked, there's so many cool flat earth videos linked to NASA and SpaceX and Bill Nye and NDT and all those other guys, that when the mainstream runs a story and they say, oh yeah, that weird thing you saw in the sky was SpaceX, it helps us. It helps our metrics in the long run. So.
Well, it's like in Portland, every week there's one NASA thing and maybe two, and the news people said, "Oh gosh, I wish I was there. This is so cool. Right. This is awesome." And then I go to the next thing, and then you sit and think about it, and you said, "This is crazy." They were filming that thing coming through. They said, "Oh, it may hit Earth," and they filmed it from 80 million miles away.
Right.
Or however they saw it. And if you just sit and think about it, how in the heck could they see anything?
Right.
From that far away? It's that small. I mean,
there's
nothing that can do that.
I hear you. And by the way, jumping back to the SpaceX launch thing that you were mentioning down in California, the part that I just thought about, which was, so all the footage that was released were taken by people with cell phones on the ground, right? What about the camera footage that was on the rocket? Where's that? Because there should have been. Remember, there should have been some spectacular footage looking forwards and backs. Remember, 4K cameras are, excuse me, dirt cheap nowadays. Literally, you get them in a box of cereal. So where's all the SpaceX footage? The rocket supposedly was a success. Where are the cameras? And the only thing we saw was people on the ground thinking it was either the apocalypse or a scene from Independence Day.
Yeah, that would have been very weird to see.
I know. And they probably didn't see it because it wouldn't have matched up. Remember, whatever camera's pointing backwards, that whatever they look back there, you should be able to line them up. Where's that footage? Yeah, you know me. I'm suspicious. I'm a conspiracy.
Something that never gets in enough is the Skylab films that you can find on YouTube, and you watch these things now, and it's like a laugh.
Right.
It's like a Saturday Night Live skit where they're doing all these goofy things, and in one, they got the three astronauts sitting down and having dinner like they're a family,
right?
And talking about chit-chatting, and it's just so stupid. And
I know.
And they don't like to talk back that stuff because when you look at it now, it really looks. Oh, and they got pictures of these guys sitting behind big gigantic computers inside there.
Yeah.
And I mean, and you've had the best things you've ever had on there is the guy that did the valves.
Industrial valves. Yeah.
That one.
He was one of my favorites.
That guy picked that apart so good.
Yeah.
Where, there's no valve made in the world that'll last that long.
No.
And the seals. Yeah. And the thing that really got me too from that was the machine shop.
Yeah.
How in the hell do you got something up there without a machine shop where you can immediately make a part?
Exactly. Even if it's just an aluminum machine shop, it's still going to take a lot. And yeah, you combine that with the vacuum guy, which I had, I think, 6-7 weeks ago, who talked about the power of vacuum, how the ISS basically just should explode.
Oh, yeah.
From the inside, because the vacuum, the oxygen's got to get out of there, and the vacuum of space is going to rip that place apart. Combine the two of those, and you're talking about an amazing thing. Hey, hate to do this to you, but I do have some more calls coming in. Any parting words of wisdom before I send you off?
No, just keep it up. And I want to say something. A year and a half ago, when I think back on it, you were unfairly crucified and made a scapegoat. And now I look back at it, that was all a bunch of BS, and it was like it's just a guy being a guy.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were just I remember seeing you in that the thing in there, and you just had like, God, I'm just getting beat to hell here. And that wasn't fair. That was not fair. And I want to tell you about that. That's all.
Well, thank you. It's very much appreciated.
I'm sure you've heard that before.
I have, but it's always nice to hear. Anyway, thank you for that. And
okay, you take it easy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's see if we can do one more for the break. This one has no phone number. Mysterious. Could they be blocking? I don't know. Where are they coming in from? All right, unknown person. Who are you? What do you want?
Hey, yeah, I figured that's me. It's Hori from the Hori Sheet Show. Hi, Mark.
How the heck did you come through? It's the weirdest thing ever. It shows unknown, Skype, and like all zeros is a phone number.
You should see my evil smile.
That's very good. Yeah.
I
couldn't trace you if I wanted.
I should keep you in mystery here. I'm not even going to tell you.
No,
I'm calling from Google Gmail. Yeah, it does that for everybody. It actually changed the number when I call someone, even if they have my number put in. It's like it comes from a different number. One time it's Vegas. Last time I think it was Los Angeles, like a couple months ago. It's weird. Oh. But I wanted to call and I wanted to tell you about something really interesting. And you're kind of at the forefront of this. So I think you'll like it. I have a little project that I'm doing on my channel. I call it the Flat Curious Project. And I'm trying to wake people up to the flat Earth. And I'm using your video as a way to do it. And what I'm doing is I'll go to this little website called Fiverr. It's just a freelancer platform. And you can get people to do, let's say, virtual assistant work for you. So I have a buyer's request that I put out. And it says, I want somebody to watch a 2-hour-long documentary. I'm not telling them what it is. I need them to take 20 notes on it and give me a final feedback at the end.
That's clever.
And for $5. Yeah, and get this. The first guy, I put in the first order and I just got it. I just did a live stream today and I read out the notes he gave me. And I wanted to kind of sum up, I'll put it this way, the best of what he said. Now, he was really confused a lot of times throughout the video because I guess, this isn't a conspiracy theorist. So he was like, I had a lot of trouble, putting tying Mark's points, together here. And it was obvious, but I took the best of what he said here because this is why I think this is going to be an interesting project to continue. It says, he wrote, I have heard of the flat Earth controversy prior to watching Mark's video. However, I was not aware of the arguments of the flat Earth theory beforehand. And for this reason, was very excited to find out about the thoughts behind the flat Earth theory. He says, after watching the video, I think I might need to research further on the topic. After all, I'm interested to at least read more articles on the topic, watch more videos, and so to get a better understanding of the flat Earth theory. For $5, Mark, I thought you would love that.
Wow, that's nice. I haven't used Fiverr myself. I know Jaren's used it pretty extensively, and it's a cool place. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff done with it. But that's so damn clever what you just did there. That's awesome. I mean, because and imagine does he put it like his reviews and stuff next to it? I mean, does he to like recommend for other people to do it?
No, it's nothing like that. But what I've already done is when I put out the initial buyer request, he was one that I had already worked with on Fiverr. I got him to do something else. So I chose him, but there was 20 plus other people that were willing to do this. I could go down that list. And I've asked my viewers, if you want to donate to this cause, it's like $5 and then they charge $1 processing fee. So I'm like, just send $5 or $6 in and then I'll just do one and I'll read them out on my show. So It's going to be a thing. I've already got several people doing it, so I don't need everybody to come flooding here. But it's really cool. I thought you'd like it.
Oh crap! We're going to break. It's good timing. Hey Ben, thanks very much for calling in. Okay. All right.
Have a good one, man. Bye.
Truth Frequency Radio. Wherever you are, Make it Truth Frequency Radio.
Major Kong. Primary target the ICBM complex at Laputa. Switch all receiver circuits to CRM discriminators. What's cooking on the threat board? Nothing. Alright, tell you what you better do, old buddy. You better give Elmo and Charlie a flash and bump everything up to condition ready and stand by the core on your back. Major Kong. Hey, what about Major Kong?
Clear and plain and coming through fine.
What about
It's great to be fine.
What about Major
What's
Kong?
happened? You see the string in my leg scarring.
What about Major Kong?
I never told you.
Hey, what about Major Kong?
Welcome back to Strange World Part 3 of 4. And before we pick up the next call, which is coming in from Connecticut, quick little Flat Earth news and shameless plugs. Of course, shameless plugs. Buy my book if you can find it. It's called Flat Earth Clues. It's an audio and paperback format. It's on Amazon. And also, if you want to get a T-shirt, money doesn't go to me. It goes to the Peanut Gallery's daughter. Go to Join the Flat Earth Army link, which is in the description box of every single video that I have made. All you have to do is click on it, and there's some cool designs there. Do not, if they're selling any, and I don't know what the latest designs are. If you see a picture with my face on it, please try to get don't get one of those. I hate that meme. I mean, I appreciate the I am Mark Sargent, we are Mark Sargent thing, but I got to tell you. And this kind of ties in with Flat Earth News. Ever since the big players have been covering the Flat Earth theory, the Flat Earth community, and there have been a whole bunch of them, and you can tell because they have a little checkbox, their little verified box next to them. And I'm just looking at, Vice News, Secure Team, Complex News, Inform, Overload, London Real, and then, of course, we run into BBC News. I'm sorry, it kills me. I have a hard time even scrolling down because my face is actually on the thumbnail of the BBC News one. And since it's got 500,000 hits, I don't think it's going away anytime soon. Guys, make more videos, good videos, so they can, that thing can be knocked down so I don't have to keep seeing it. Or somebody contact BBC and tell them to pick a new thumbnail because, honest to God, every time I see it, I immediately think bridge troll. That's what I think, ogreish and, I'll grind your bones type of thing. It just kills me. Sorry. I do not. There's camera friendly, and then there's me. I take one good shot in maybe 100 pictures. I'm sorry. I say 100? 1,000 pictures. 100 was being generous. Anyway. And it's going on back all the way in my childhood. I looked like an alien walking around as a childhood. Just hands and feet and a giant head. Okay, enough self-deprecation for now. What was the other thing I was going to do? Shameless plugs. And, oh, yeah, by the way, I think tomorrow, since tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, and then as soon as I say that, Peanut Gallery sends me a picture of my head on what appears to be Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch's body. Thank you for that. No, do not make that a shirt. In fact, you didn't even make me tan. That's the worst part. Marky Mark Funky Bunch, his body is ripped, completely hairless, and you got my head on it, and the color of my face, even though I had a tan in that picture, doesn't look anywhere near what he does. Although I'm a lot taller than him, I will say that. Okay, what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, I don't want to get off track. Patricia Steer, Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. I am going to be on, as far as I know, I think we're doing a show tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and that show should come in at about 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. And, yeah, thank you, Peanut Gallery, for sending me We Are All Mark Sargent. God, it's just horrifying to watch that. So I will be on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes probably tomorrow, weather permitting. And by that, I mean if Patricia deems that the weather is permitting. All right, let's pick up a phone call, shall we? From Stamford, Connecticut. Connecticut, you are on right now. Strange World. Hello.
Welcome, Mark. Welcome back to 3AD, the year of flat smacking, or AG, sorry.
Oh, wait, what's AG stand for?
After Globe.
After Globe. I should have known that. That's good. I like that.
That's not me. ITS came up with that.
That's good. Three AG. Yeah. Well, it's a lot easier than like the Chinese calendar, supposedly like in year 6000. And ours, you know, if you're not really following the whole Christian side, then does BC or AD mean anything to anybody? Kind of tough. So how are you? How are you, by the way?
So hey, I'm doing great, man. Good to hear you back. Missed you.
Yeah. Back and so, glad to be in the swing of things.
Yeah, I want to tell you a couple quick flat smacking stories. Maybe encourage some other people to do the same.
Okay.
Those cards I printed up, I think I sent you some that say Google Flat Earth clues.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've got some.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, I was going to bring them with me and to the meetup down in Colorado Springs and probably hand them out. And plus, I've been attaching them to every Amazon thing that I return. I've been taping them.
That's what I was going to say. When you return packages, or if you're sending someone a package, tape it to the outside because you don't know how many people see it.
Yeah, yep. I tape. Yeah.
The people, the postal workers at my local post office are all like asking me questions every time I come in now, so they're all hooked. I had a couple flat earthers, researchers from Texas came and were visiting, and we went out to dinner at my local restaurant and was talking to them. And I said, I put one of the cards on the table. I said, I put these all over the place. And as I broke it out, the waiter was walking by, stopped, backed up, and he goes, "You're the one that left that here." He goes, "I found one of those 2 weeks ago, and I haven't stopped watching videos."
Nice.
It was fantastic.
Nice.
It made it all worth it.
I'm gonna when I'm traveling, I'm gonna spread them, inconspicuously all over both. Well, the Colorado Springs airport's not very big, but SeaTac's big, so I will be setting them down everywhere I go. I'll be pausing in a lot of different places and marking it as Flat Earth territory.
Yeah, they're great at if you go into a coffee shop where everybody puts their sugar in, you stick one right there. You stick it in the painting on the wall.
Nice.
There's so many creative things to do with it. I'll tell you one more, and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
Have you heard of Escape the Room? It's a big fad, and maybe it's maybe it's just an East Coast here, but it's an event where you go with a bunch of people and they lock you in a room in a different scene. We did one called The Office, and there's like locked doors and cabinets and clues and books, and you have to arrange the books to figure out, what the code is to this combination that opens it up, that gives you another clue to another box. And the idea is to get all the way to the last safe that has the key to escape the room.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And it's a mind game, and everybody has to participate. And it's like, one box there was black light. Like, all right, turn off the lights, and you turn on the black light. And we found a painting that had a code on it, and then the code had to be deciphered, which was another lock. The whole thing. Well, we escaped in 45 minutes out of the hour. And,
nice.
But before I left, I took a couple of those cards and I hid them throughout the room. So now, the next group that goes in there,
that's good.
They're going to be. And you're allowed to use your phone, to Google things, because some of the clues you have to go online. So they're going to find cards that say Google Flat Earth clues.
Oh my God!
They're all going to be in there watching Flat Earth clues.
That's great, because they're going to think that's part of the way to get out. Yeah, they're not going to
Google Flat Earth clues. I kind of feel bad, but
I do too, because one of my first lines, if they actually click on Flat Earth clues, it's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's like, wait, 1 1 2. Is that part of the how is that part of the thing? It's like, oh God, it's great, man. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Thanks.
So that's it. I encourage this to be the year of flat smacking. If you're ever on the phone with customer service, I got the guys at Apple every time I'm on with them.
Nice.
I always ask them at the end of the call, or if something's updating and you have some time to kill, you ask them a question. Do you think the Earth is flat around? I've had a couple of them say, "I'll have to stay flat." They jumped right in. I was amazed.
It's good. It's good. Can't wait. Yeah, it's gonna be a big year. Can't wait to see what happens. My next thing I'm gonna be looking out for, because it's coming up here real quick, is gonna be Mad Mike. and crossing my fingers.
Did I hear you say that if he wants to bail out, that you'll go in? Is that what you said at the beginning?
Oh, I've been offering that for weeks because there was a documentary team that's following him. And I told him that. I go, if he chickens out, put me in the freaking cockpit. And they pause and they go, You're not serious. And I go, yeah, I am serious. They go, did you take a look at that last parachute that he used? I go, yeah, I saw it. It doesn't give me a lot of confidence, but I'd still do it for the cause. I do a lot of stuff for the cause.
There's probably some people that would put a GoFundMe together for you for that.
Well, yeah, but then it would take away from Mike. I think Mike wants to. No, I still would do it, but I think Mike really wants to do this for good or bad, or better or worse. I think he wants this to happen. So I'm not going to steal his glory if he doesn't want me to, but I will. If he calls me last minute, I'm going down. We'll see.
All right,
man. You have a good one.
See ya.
Talk to you soon. All right, let's move on to who are we moving on to? California. Hang on one second. Or I think it's California. 510 area code. You were on live with Strange World.
Pittsburgh, California. What's going on, buddy?
Holy smokes, Pittsburgh, California. The mythical place of unicorns and sugar-free yogurt. What's going on?
Oh man, too much, man. Just your nephew from another mother. How you been, man?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Glad to hear.
Glad to be taking calls again.
Most definitely. You know, when I've been thinking about you, I think about a drum line or something of that sort, and out front beating that proverbial drum, and you decided to let somebody else take front for a little bit, but you never stopped beating the drum. The drum still being beat.
No, I didn't.
The drum still being beat.
You know what? I don't mind telling you. Might as well. We got some time before the break. Let me get this out of the way real quick. For those of you who don't know, I took a pause away from really talking to anyone in the community. I mean, literally, I was just making videos, reading emails, and doing Strange World and reading more emails. I mean, Lord knows I get a lot of emails. And the reason was I had gotten into, because I don't want rumors to start about why or what happened. Kind of like the Chris Pontius thing. People, we've been looking for Chris Pontius, because he shows up, literally his face shows up at the top of every search now when you search in Flat Earth, because he's in front of that Vice News piece that's going to break 1 million hits here probably in another month. And I got a call from one of the people that were in contact with him, and they said, oh yeah, he's fine. The website just went down. There was either he didn't make the payment on it or he let it lapse, or there was a disagreement between the web developer, whatever it was, but it was small. It wasn't a big drama infused thing. And so I'd like to take the high drama out of this real quick. And the reason I did that was I was extremely irritated. Those you don't know or maybe don't remember, I was supposed to do the London, the UK conference in April. And the short version is they changed their mind and they didn't want me to come anymore. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, and I'll be as brief as I can. What they asked of me, they basically made demands on me, and they said, look, you've been getting so much media attention that we want to control your press releases, which means that we want to control who you talk to in the media and what you say. Which
everything that you believe in.
It's like, okay. I mean, that goes along. It reminded me too much of what Matt and Eric had done to me a few years ago. Matt was like, right off the bat, he was going, look, I want you to start attacking the Catholic Church or I will discredit them. And Eric was like, look, I don't want you to bring up Crow 777 anymore, and I don't want you to use that particular map anymore. And what I'm trying to, and they said, if you do not do this, if you do not let us control your media exposure, you are no longer invited to the conference. And there's some people out there that say, dude, you have to go. You have to do that. It's like, no. If I was an elected official, that's one thing, because that's what elected officials do. They just read scripts that are given to them because they're elected. They have no power of their own. They just read things. And I'm not that. Like, look, I made the news. I've done a whole bunch of interviews on my own. I do this for the media. you can't really ask that of me. Therefore, I got going. And that was it. That was the long and the short of it. But it really kind of bent me in the wrong direction. So I just said, okay, I understand where they're coming from. I get that, because there's like, you don't represent us. And I know it's the European community, it's not the American community. But it irritated me, because I was literally the first person that was invited to this conference to speak. And so it was the time it couldn't have been really in a irritating place where it's like, okay, I've got to reevaluate what exactly I'm doing. And so I took a little time off, and guys, if it comes up again, listen to this, play it or edit it any way you want. I'm not doing the UK conferencing. It's this agreement between the organizer and myself over media exposure. That's the best. There you go. Just for you. There's an exclusive.
Well, I guess I'll say this. You gotta either you're gonna stand for something or fall for anything. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway.
So I wanted to catch up with you just a little bit. So I'm like super late, but I finally watched Capricorn. Finally
watched Capricorn One, one of the greatest.
Man, look, man, just like The Village was like a real eye opener. Same thing with that one. You know, I don't think I would have appreciated either one of those films like I appreciate them now.
Yeah. It was Capricorn One, a great film. If no one's seen it, independent film of the 1970s, about a fake Mars mission of all things, and how the astronauts didn't know until the last minute. And exactly. I will say this: they made it seem like everything else at NASA was totally legit. It was just that Mars mission they were going to fake. It's not like the entire space.
They kept kicking the can.
It's like no, we're just. In fact, that's what they told the astronauts. We're just going to fake this one. We'll get you there eventually. We're just going to fake this one.
Right.
And even then, the astronauts couldn't do it. They could not do it, even under the penalty of death. They wouldn't do it.
I enjoyed it. It was very, very interesting. Very interesting. And then also, I know a couple people already chimed in and said it. Yeah, man, one of the last experts, quote unquote, you had with the vacuums. Oh, I enjoyed that so much. I try to send that one. That's one of my new ones I like to send to people just to get the mind going. I mean, it's like, come on, man. I mean, you can't. And then even with globe buses, the latter episode they was talking about, like, why would you have all these instruments to work on in a hostile outside environment, and submarines don't even have stuff on the outside, inside. We're talking about water, but yet still with this,
the premise, the short version for anyone who hasn't heard the episode, and you really should check it out. It's under my testimony shows, Vacuum Expert. If you just type in Vacuum Expert Flat Earth or Vacuum Flat Earth, you'll find it, which is the vacuum of space, if you believe in space, is so amazingly powerful that the oxygen inside the ISS would literally rip that thing to shreds trying to get out, because the pressure the negative pressure would be too much. Because remember, submarines are heavy steel, layers and layers of steel, whereas the ISS supposedly is just an airplane. It's just aluminum.
Right.
And
it goes like that.
If the ISS was a really heavy chunk of steel, you might have a chance. But that is not the case here. You know, the guy knew his stuff, which was great.
Exactly. And two other things for our part ways, because I know other calls and so on and so forth. If I never do another interview, another video, I've been getting hits off that one that I did with BuzzFeed. Friends who I grew up with been spotting me up on there, so it's been really cool.
Right.
The BuzzFeed.
The BuzzFeed thing, I felt bad because they initially, I thought it was going to be a hit piece, and then it turned out to be not as bad as I thought, and then the copyright struck me for using my own image, which I thought was hilarious. And now but it was overturned because it was, it was.
I heard when you mentioned on Patricia, hot potatoes. Yeah, that's good deal. And my last, I'm just going to give, actually do a little shout out, obviously to my big brother Mark, Candy, Karen B, Patricia, and a special shout out to Miss Kathy Dunson, aka TT Kathy. I love her much, man. She was one of the highlight pieces for me when I went out there. Her and Cammy. I haven't had an opportunity to really talk to her as of lately, but I look forward to doing that. But yeah, we just had an awesome kindred spirit, and we've been talking since the conference, and yeah, she's just a really, really sweet lady, and I just wanted to give her a special shout out.
Cool. All right. Sounds good, man.
Mark, you have a good one, my friend.
Thank you, and take care in Pittsburgh, California.
All right, we'll keep it flat. Peace.
All right, see you, man. All right, moving on. I think we got time for at least one more before the break. And sorry, by the way, if other people were hearing any microphone issues, if you're driving in a car, and I wasn't going to call Nathaniel on this, if you're driving in a car and your car has background noise, it can sometimes interfere with the connection because it constantly wants the attention. But anyway, let's move on to Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. You're on Strange World.
Hey, Mark. I wanted to ask you about the AE map, and a lot of people are trying to disprove it online.
Sure. Advanced maps. I know you were probably where you're going to go with this. Look, the problem with the flat Earth theory is that it gets people so enthusiastic about a lot of things that they want more and more, and then they start turning introspective and looking and microscoping everything. Lots of people look at the AE map. Heck, I was one of the first people to say it's like we've got a perspective issue, a relative distance issue with the AE map. We know this. We know there's some problems with it. We don't know exactly what they are, but until somebody can come up with a simple replacement for it, and people have been working on this for a while, that's the one I'm backing. It's the only one we got at the moment. And we got to remember, the UN flag is still the AE map, and that's the one they put out there. So if there is a more realistic version of the map that we live in, I'm still waiting for it. Whatever it is, I got to use something. And some people say, here's the part that kills me. I'm not trying to criticize the people that are going after the AE map, because lots of people do it. But you can't tear it down and then not have a replacement, because if you don't, and it's got to be easy. Remember, because I'm the freshman recruiter of this whole thing. If it's not easy to explain to somebody in like less than 2 minutes, you're going to lose them. So you can't exactly, which is why I say that in the Flat Earth University, you have advanced map making, which people that go into 4-dimensional maps or circles within circles or outer continents with, one barrier here and one barrier there, or the Pac-Man wraparound map or whatever it is. It's got to be an easy map. That's why you got the AE map works. I mean, one of the reasons why I didn't invent the AE map, the United States government did. One of the reasons why this community has grown so quickly is because the AE map, at least from a glance, is easy to understand. And then, yeah, you run into some complex issues, but by then you're already hooked. Sorry, I didn't mean to ramble too much on you.
It's okay, Mark. The thing that jumped out at me when I was looking into it was the sun. Like if you're in Tasmania or Australia, the sun sets in the southwest.
Right.
And if it was a circle map and the sun going around and around circles, then that wouldn't happen. So the sun setting in the southwest disproves that AE map. The blue frisbee is just as bad as blue marble.
Well, unless you have multiple display systems. There is a sun issue in the Antarctic or in the outer rim. There's the inner circle above the equator or inside the equator, and then there's the outer circle. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've been trying to nail that one down for a while. Jaron and Globebusters have been looking at Antarctic 24-hour footage and saying that, and DITRH doesn't believe it either, that there's one of two things is happening. Either we have multiple light sources in the outer rim, or there's light sources from a different. It still comes down to multiple light sources. It would have to be. I don't have a good answer for you. All I can tell you is we're still working on it. But I don't want to ditch. I'm
explain the.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Could you try to explain the square map to me? What is that?
The square map is like this, and unfortunately we get about a minute to the break, but let me see what I can do real quick. And that is if you want to look up a fun map, and it's a map that I really love since the beginning, at least the concept of it, and that's the Orlando Ferguson flat and stationary Earth map, which is it was basically a circle, but then it's enclosed in a square, because remember, machinery, everything we build, machines only think in squares. Machines can't think in circles. Every circle we draw, especially with computers, is just layers and layers of angles, but they're really, really small resolution, so you can't tell. So what you're looking at in the Orlando Ferguson map is the AE map, but you have a big square around it, which ties into some things like, I don't know, the four corners of the Earth. So past the outer boundaries of Antarctica and the giant continent, you run into literally, because I love the dome model, but at the same time, I love the box model. Some people have called it a pizza box. In fact, I had a radio guy the other day call it a pizza box. I'm going, that's not terrible. I love that. Hey, we're going to break like in right seconds. Hey, shout outs before we go as we're going to music. Quick.
No, thanks, Mark, for taking my call.
All right. You have a good one.
It seems to me so strange. Check wallet for his name. His face is in the muck. I think his zipper's stuck.
We are TFR.
My faith in destiny is all I need to prevail.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4. And yes, that was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album Night and Day. And why that song? It's like, that song's old. It's like, well, it was, again, one of the first videos I think that was even on MTV. And I fell in love. MTV had a Seattle market when it first opened up, and I had a chance. My grandparents, when I was getting dumped off of my grandparents every once in a while in Seattle, I just lived in front of that set. I just turned on MTV, and it was if you were lucky enough to catch MTV when it first came out and had unrestricted access for a while, it was fantastic, and it was a really cool video at the time. It had a story behind it. It wasn't just people jumping around on stage, and I really dug it. So, it's call-in show, 720-897-6111, 720-897-6111, or 213-233-3998. One of those two. And you know what? I didn't expect the phone lines to be just lit up like crazy because I haven't done a call-in show in a while. So there's probably some people thinking, he's never going to do a call-in show again. No, it's not true. I am going to do another call-in show. This is it right now. However, never fear. And just as I was going to click on an email, this is the part that kills me because I have so much content I have to go through. So here's one. Oh, yeah, right. The UK number. Although Peanut Gallery, the last time I threw out the UK number, I actually got a troll from Great Britain. So it's numbers 44203-393-2871. For those of you in the UK, but we got somebody from, it looks like Texas. Let's try Texas, shall we? Texas, you are on the line with Strange World right now.
Hey, Mark, awesome, man, to talk to you. Hey, I was going to share something with you, man. I think you appreciate it if you ain't never heard it, man. I think it's pretty crazy. It's a formula, man, that you can put together if you take the alphabet and start with like letter A, with 6, and then B like 12, and then 18, and it just correlate them in that same manner all the way across the alphabet, and then you take the letters from computer and add up the correlating number that goes with it. You ain't gonna believe what it comes out to, man. It's 666, man.
I did. Well, you're going to throw that at me. I'll see that, and I'll raise you. The reason why people won't let me mention that the world looks like a roulette table is because if you add up all the numbers in a roulette table, what do they add up to? 666.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff, man. So I don't know. I think it's pretty crazy, man. 666 on computer, man. That's deep. Boy.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I was gonna tell you one more thing real quick for you, man. There's a bridge on I-10 in Louisiana that's it's like got 15 straight miles of level bridge, man, and it's riding across a shallow swamp there in Louisiana. That is like, just nonstop, man. I mean, if somebody wanted, a good place to try to look at some level ground like that, man, that would be a good place for it.
I agree. And there's, from what I understand, I think there's 9 states, entire states in the continental United States that are mostly flat, not just Kansas and Nebraska and Wyoming. But also places like Florida, like what you were talking about. Like if you've ever been down to Florida, the Gator Highway, that goes across.
Right, man. Yeah,
that big swamp. That's just nothing but flatness. So
I've been around it. I've been out there, man. I drive a truck, so I'm all over the place. I see a lot of this stuff like that. So I'm a believer, man. In what y'all talking about, man. So that's all good. I appreciate it. I'll give listening back to it, man. Thank you.
All right. You have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, Texas. All right. And with that, I think I can actually make it to an email. Is it very long? No, it's short. This one's called Flat Earth. Mark, but meters, how did they get past the dome? Do your own research. Ask questions, so I am. But meters? How did they get past the dome? Meters. Meteors. Oh, sorry. Meters is also a word. The meteors, again, it's part of the system. Not very hard. As my former co-host Jonathan used to say, it's like throwing rocks into an aquarium. Just take metal ore at a shallow angle, fire them through a rail gun, let the atmosphere burn them up on the way down. Try not to aim at any populated cities if you can. Let's see. This one's called, let's see if it's very long. Not very. This one's called The Dome with Three Suns. Mark, I work here at Toronto International Airport and just spotted this at 9:18 this morning. I found this very interesting and thought you could tell me what your thoughts are on this occurrence. By the way, I'm a flat earther. Yeah, and it was a Sundog scenario. And again, I believe it's the wrong term. I don't think it's a sundog anymore. I think it's just reflections off of our domed structure. That's all I think it is. So thank you for that. That's from Bill. Bill, H-R-Y-N-K-I-W. Hernq. I'm not going to try to pronounce that twice. Not going to happen. Thank you for that. Another meteors in the dome. Boy, we're getting a lot of those. Mark, if we have a dome over the Earth, how do we have meteors? Or is that part of the dome falling off from rockets hitting the dome back in the day? No. To the second part, look at the last thing I just answered for the first part. And that's from Charles. Thank you, Charles. Phone number to call in, by the way. Last chance to call. You got 19 minutes. 720-897-6111 or 213-233-3998. And if we ever get a toll-free number, I'll throw that out at you as well. This one's called Flat Earth. Hi, Mark. Great YouTube video. Thank you. Sincerely, Brad. And let me click on the video to see what the heck he's talking about. Hey, it's the Flat Earth Clues introduction. It's actually mine. Go figure. Most of the time it is the Under the Dome documentary, or They Hiding God with the Greatest Lie Ever. And by the way, I didn't give away just millions of hits when I made my thing Creative Commons license. I gave away a lot of subs. as one of my friends pointed out to me recently. Look up like Dr. James, the guy that did one of them, Leisure X, the guy that did shared one of my things, and then Peter Pan. Finally, somebody pointed that out to me. There's another guy out there. His channel's called Peter Pan, and he put out the Flat Earth Clues, and he's got almost 1 million hits off of one of his things, and it hasn't been out there that long. People, the reason why I was curious is people kept texting me and emailing me and going, "Hey, Peter Pan." I thought it was like a gay reference. It's like I don't know if I've been promoting gay stuff. Not that I have anything against gay people. Not judging, all God's children, but I don't get called Peter Pan often. That's for sure. Call coming in from Kansas City, Kansas. Let's try them, shall we? Kansas City. You're on with Strain. When they disappeared. As soon as I say you are not on mute anymore. If you're on. And oh yeah, by the way, if I hadn't told you already 2 or 3 times, I'm going to tell you again. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes with the lovely Patricia Steer. That's going to be at 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 Mountain, 5 Central, and 6 Eastern. So check that out when you get a chance. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't know what we're going to talk about. I may drink. I may not drink. I really don't know. But I'm going to try out this microphone again. I think I now that I have a windscreen on it, I think it's actually my best sounding mic. I've got my other one as a backup, but we'll have to decide whether we go with the hypnotic lights or not. I like the hypnotic lights, personally, but that's just me. And somebody keeps trying to call in from Kansas City, and they keep dropping off. I don't know why, but that's all right. Do we have any more emails? Yes, we do. This one's called Eden. Mark, so I've been researching Flat Earth for quite some time now, almost 2 years, and I have just come across your website. Took you 2 years to get to my website? Jeez. Of all the YouTube videos with clouds going behind the sun and the moon, no one has ever mentioned that interview with Admiral Byrd. Actually, they mention it all the time. Very interesting. The way he describes Antarctica, food didn't go bad for 5 years. They were sending some to Europe. Used to be tropical, most peaceful place on Earth, and he could just stay there forever. Do you think he's trying to say that it's Eden? I don't know if he was doing that. I have never been a believer in the biblical version of God and have never read a Bible. But over the course of my research, I find myself believing nothing else to be possible. I don't know if you or anyone else has mentioned that route. I watched the interview for the first time today and just had to ask. Also, I'm quite disappointed. I only now stumbled upon your site. Anyway, deuces, Alan 3. P.S. I was the 629 number, realized it was early. It's funny. And hey, the Kansas City thing showed back up again. All right, let's see if we can pick them up. Oh, and thank you to Alan for sending that email. And yeah, if you haven't checked it out, you don't even have to watch the clues. Just type in Admiral Byrd interview. You've had very few that they actually survived the 1950s, and the one from 1954 where he was on the Longines chronoscope. That's the best one that he ever did, as far as I can tell. The others, I think, were mostly radio interviews. All right, let's pick this one up. Kansas City, are you there? Kansas City.
Hello?
Hey, Kansas City, you're on with Strange World. You just listening?
Mark.
You got questions? You want to talk? What do you want to do?
No, no, I didn't know what was going on. Is this like I was like kind of thrown off there. It came up like audio, like it was just a.
Oh yeah. Oh right. Well, yeah, because you're actually here's what happens when you call into the show. It puts you on hold immediately, and you're just listening to me talk. But it's actually not a recording. It's me live. Or I'm an extremely advanced AI that can respond to your questions right now.
Well, I don't know about that. But...
Or it's an elaborate voicemail hoax.
No, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
No, I mean, did you have anything on your mind?
No, I mean not that much going on. Just
I can put you back on. I can put you back on hold, and you can listen to stuff if you really didn't.
No, that's cool. I'll go. I don't have much to say. I was just like, I don't know. Yeah.
I see the name though. Wait, I've talked to you before.
Yeah, this is Joe, man.
Yeah.
Joseph.
Hey, what? Just calling in to check in, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to tell you this story, but I didn't want to. I don't know.
You don't want to do it on air?
Towards the end of the story. No. It was. I can do it. I'll do it some other time.
Okay, that's fine. Totally cool. All right. Well, do you want me to? Hey, look, it happens. I've had some people. You'd be amazed how many people call in and they'd be like, "Wait, what?" I get a lot of people that's why we have a number you can just call in and just listen, and then I'll never pick you up because you become invisible to me. So
that has to be semi-new, though, right? Like
it is. It is pretty new. It is. You know, so, and I think the UK number is pretty new too. I don't know why we give it out. So. All right.
Yeah, I kept hearing you say Kansas City. I didn't put that together. You know, my area code 913, but I live in Iowa, so it's like I've had that number since 2000.
That's all right. I'm up here in Seattle, and I still have a Colorado phone number, so that's all right. It's mobile phones. We just take them with it. You know, nobody is gonna. You can't trust the caller IDs anymore for location because everybody takes their phones with them. So.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I'm gonna put you on mute then, okay?
I'm gonna go back to the computer. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, see ya.
All right.
That was Joe, and we're gonna go back to emails. You got 12 minutes until we close down the show. This one's called "Do you have a link to Flat Earth music?" And somebody sent me a link to a Flat Earth song called "Earth People Music." Let's just party tonight. And for whatever reason, I hadn't added that, so I'm going to put that in my things to do folder. And thank you for whoever sent that. It's going to go in there. And just a reminder, we're still finalizing it. I will be flying into a Colorado meetup in Colorado Springs the first part of March. And from what I understand, Bob from Globebusters actually may be doing a simulcast, at least his part of it, from there. Maybe. He's toying with the idea. It'd be great if he did. It'd be fantastic. Because I don't know when I'm going to be able to see him again, except maybe the end of the year at the conference, which is also in Colorado. Okay, this one's called "Your 2-Hour Video Blew My Mind." Mark, I urge you to keep in touch with me because, goddamn, this is opening line. I've always drooled over conspiracies, and your Flat Earth video I'd recommend to the entire population because it blew me away, and I've always believed it was true. But this just proves everything. Good job. And that's from Tyler. Thank you, Tyler. Always nice to know. Again, it was not my intention to blow your mind when I made the video. It was more of a cry for help. This one's called Survival Guide. Shocker. Mark, enjoyed your videos. Could you please send me your survival guide? Thank you, Tovi. Anyone wants a survival guide, you can just do what he did. Email me. Just put that in the title. You don't even have to say anything in the text if you don't want to be friendly. Jerk. All right, this one's called Pro Flat Earth Stand-Up Comedy. Hey, Mark, Mr. Sargent. Just kidding. Uh-oh. Screen just died for a second. I would like to start by telling you how great you are, but I don't have time. You're awesome. Anyways, can I ask you to share my stand-up comedy video for Flat Earthers? It's under 4 minutes, and I'm just testing the waters here to see if it's a direction I want to go. You've inspired me to be proactive in promoting Flat Earth, and I am testing this avenue out. I've never done comedy, and any comic who watches this will quickly see that. See, that's funny. Nevertheless, I need to do something, so I'm trying this. It fits my personality. I will take all suggestions, comments, complaints, and questions into consideration. But ultimately, it doesn't matter what Rob Skiba says. Just kidding. He's cool and pro-Torah like me. So you two are very much alike. Why am I pro-Torah? I never met either one of you. Okay, I'll stop. You know, it's cheesy, but I'm on a roll, and it's cinnamon. Ha ha ha. Oh, my God. I'm going to use that. Okay, I'm done. The link is below. I'm on a roll, and it's cinnamon. I have never heard that. I've heard a lot of cheesy lines in my life. A lot of cheesy lines. Here's a cheesy pickup line. You ready? You walk up to a girl or a guy, again, whatever your preference, and you say, hey, how much does a polar bear weigh? And they say, I don't know. And you say, enough to break the ice. Then you wink and lick your teeth. The link is below, and thank you so much. If you read this, please let me know what episode it's on so I can be sure to listen to it. And remember, the only thing that Flat Earthers fear is sphere itself. And it is Flat Life Comedy, LYF. And if you have any contacts in the Manatee, Sarasota, Florida that are Flat Earthers, love to get in touch with them. Well, I'm going to have to send this guy a thing because there's a thing coming up in Jacksonville The channel is called Sean Duval, ShawnDuval, and it's called Flat LYF Comedy for Flat Earth. I gave it a thumbs up. I said I commented it. I said enjoyed the set. Don't forget to put Flat Earth in the title somewhere. Liked, subbed, sharing. And so if anyone, go there, check him out, give him your support. You get a chance. He finally did. He said Flat Life Comedy for Flat Earth. So he figured out how to do it. And I will mention to him that I read this on the show, and I will send him a link to the Jacksonville meetup, which I think is happening here pretty quick. So I better get on that. 8 minutes, last chance to call in if you want to say hi or just swear at me or sweet nothings or read me an advertisement from a magazine that's sitting in front of you. This one's called Michael Fassbender. He's a great actor, by the way. Flat Earth Movie Clips. Hey, Mark, long time no talk. Thought I'd give you a heads up since Fassbender is a huge actor as well as Brendan Gleeson. It's a little film called Trespass Against Us. Times are 11 minutes in when Gleeson is talking about he believes the Earth is flat. Then the final scene with Fassbender talking to his son about flat Earth at an hour, 30 minutes. Final scene. Tight movie too. Enjoy, Howard. Thank you, Howard. Awesome. Great to know. This one's called Urgent. He actually spelled Urgant. NASA virtual reality major fail in 2018. Live video read off air to air or on air. Yeah, it actually is a good one. This is a big one. Must check it out. Please repost or make a video about it. The video is called NASA's Worst Virtual Reality Fail 2018. And it is something. I mean, the breakdown in the video production is horrendous. I mean, to the point where it's actually eerie watching it. It's not just a subtle thing like Mike Helmick mentioned, or glaring. I mean, it's like the whole. Honestly, I'm surprised the screen remained intact before they went to static. So thank you for that. Moving on, this one's called No Subject. Hi, Mark. My name is Adrian Johnson. I've just watched one of your YouTube videos, and I'm interested in any other info you have. I'm from England. I'm 48 years old, and this sort of thing is right up my street. Please, can you send me any more information you feel is worthwhile? Thanks, Adrian. And what I usually do for people like that, I send them a link to my main channel, just in case they watched it on one of the people that stole all the subs from me. I shouldn't say stole. I gave them to them. That's great. They can have them. Great. But I'm not verified now because of that. But again, it gave it more exposure. So there's a trade-off. The other thing I send them is the Flat Earth short list for new people. So you can type in Flat Earth short list for new people into Google or into YouTube, and it'll pop up this cool little playlist of about 20-something vids. And I think I'm currently leading that one with Marty Leeds, the Flat Earth litmus test, which is fun. How much do we have? This is called Survival Guide. Mark, looking forward to reading your guide. Thank you in advance, your subscriber, Luke. So, yep, Survival Guide, 100 pages, free. Just email me, and I'll send it to you. I don't have to mail it. But if you do get it, try to print it out if you get a chance, because if you have a 100-page Survival Guide, that's really great. But if you don't have a hard copy, well, what are we going to do? Ooh, call came in. Let's pause on these emails, and let's go to North Carolina. 980 area code. Boy, I need glasses. All right, North Carolina, what's going on? You're on with Strange World. This isn't a drill.
What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on?
Do you know who this is?
Normally, when I talk to you, I have to put in like a visa number, right? Like for how many minutes I have to spend to talk with you?
You can give me your visa number if you want, though. I'll take it.
Funny. What's you know what? I'm not going to guess, because if I guess wrongly, I think I know who it is. But if I guess wrong, and women tend to completely hold that against me for a long time. Women can hold a grudge. So
yeah, if you guess wrong, you'd be in big trouble because I can use firearms.
Okay, so I know who it is. Do I have to say your name, or what? Hey, you don't call into the show much.
It's Karen B. Come on, man. It's Karen B.
I got that. No, I got that. I did. Well, because it shows up as I see your last name on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but
you owe me a shooting contest now that you're back in the real world with the rest of us.
Fine, as long as you use 7.62 and not that wimpy 5.56 crap. Come strong or don't come at all if you're going to bring it into the paint. I'm sorry. Oh, I totally look, not to get off on a rant here. We got 3 minutes till the show ends. Not to get off on a rant here, but everyone knows, look, the whole Vegas thing drove me insane because if you're going to shoot 400 yards from that sort of elevation, it doesn't even have to be the elevation. A downward angle, 400 yards, you're not using a 5.56. It's not enough gun. You're using a 308 Winchester. You're using something bigger. I'm not saying you have to throw it like a 458 Magnum or a Barrett, but for God's sakes. I'm sorry. You look good firing it, though. I'm sorry. That sounds totally kind of Caddyshack. It's like, what do you buy a hat like this? You get a free bowl of soup? Oh, but it looks good on you, though.
No, he says, well, that's the ugliest hat I've ever seen. But it looks good on you.
Well, yeah, but he also used the free bowl of soup.
Did he?
I think we're both right. I think you're right. He said that, and then he said the free bowl of soup line. And then Ted Knight walks in and he goes, but it looks good on you. And then Ted throws it off real quick and walks out of the store. Good, by the way. I'm impressed. Every time you give me a reference like that, you become more and more endeared to me.
Oh,
I know, right?
Sweet.
I know. But the thing is, we're on the air, so we can't really take it much further than that.
Okay, good. Don't do that.
Exactly. So I can't say, like, I'm so hot right now.
You're going to start throwing in the subliminal hot sex already?
Why would I ever hot massage oil throw in something like that?
Oh, you're such a perv.